Well, good morning and welcome to today's ballot placement lottery for nonpartisan candidates of the Chicago Elected School Board. Today we are conducting a lottery for first and last ballot positions. We will conduct this with this rollerball cage. We have 3 balls to help us randomly select the candidates for the placement ballot. Ball number 1, ball number 2, and ball number 3. Each ball will represent a name on the ballot. We'll put the balls in the cage, roll them, and then randomly select which ball represents which candidate that will be placed on the ballot order. So our first race will be for the president of the Chicago Board of Education, first ballot positions. Ball number 1 represents Victor P. Henderson. Ball number 2 represents Senthil Revaluri. And ball number 3 represents Jessica Biggs. This up, and we will begin the random selection. Ball number 1 represents Victor P. Henderson. So he will be the first placement on the ballot for the president of the Chicago Board of Education. Second ball in our random drawing is number 3. This ball represents Jessica Biggs, and she will be in the second. And the last ball? And ball number 2 represents Senthil Revaluri, and he will be in position number 3 on the ballot. So here we have the ballot positions for the president of the Chicago Board of Education. Okay, we will move on to our second race, which is member of the Chicago Board of Education, Subdistrict 1A. Ball number 1 will represent Margie B. Lutzak. And ball number 2 represents Ed Banyan. The first ball drawn is number 2, who is Ed Banyan, who will be placed in the first ballot position. And ball number 1 represents Margie B. Lutzak, and she will be on the second placement of the ballot for the member of the Chicago Board of Education, Subdistrict 1A. Next, we will move on to the member of the Chicago Board of Education for Subdistrict 1B. Ball number 1 represents Claudia Peralta. And ball number 2 represents Michelle N. Pierre. The first random ball drawn is ball number 1, and that represents Claudia Peralta, who will be the first ballot position for the member of the Chicago School Board Education Subdistrict 1B. The second random ball drawing is number 2, and this ball represents Michelle N. Pierre, who will be in the second position of the ballot for member of Chicago Board of Education, Subdistrict 1B. Next, we will be drawing for member of the Chicago Board of Education, Subdistrict 3A. Ball number 1 represents Norma Rios Sierra, and ball number 2 represents Peter Gonzalez. The first random ball drawing is number 1, representing Norma Rios Sierra, and she will be in the first ballot position for the member of the Chicago School Board of Education, Subdistrict 3A. The second random ball drawing is number 2, representing Peter Gonzalez, and he will be in the second position for the member of the Chicago Board of Education, Subdistrict 3A. And here is the ballot placement. Next, we are moving on to the member of the Chicago Board of Education, Subdistrict 3B. Ball number 1 represents Carlos A. Rivas Jr., and ball number 2 represents Jason Donis. The first ball randomly selected is number 2, representing Jason Donas, who will be in the first ballot position for the member of the Chicago Board of Education, 3B. The second random ball is number 1, representing Carlos A. Rivas Jr., and he will be in the second position for the member of the Chicago Board of Education, Subdistrict 3B. Next, we will move to the member of the Chicago Board of Education, Subdistrict 4A. Ball number 1 represents Karen Zakor, and ball number 2 represents Ellen Sherratt. The first random ball drawn for the race of member of the Chicago Board of Education, Subdistrict 4A is 2, representing Ellen Sherratt, who will be in the first ballot placement. The second ball is number 1, representing Karen Zakor, who will be in the second position of the member of the Chicago Board of Education, Subdistrict 4A race. Next, we will be drawing for the member of the Chicago Board of Education, Subdistrict 5A first ballot position. Ball number 1 represents Aaron G2 Brown. And ball number 2 represents LaPamela Williams. The first random ball drawing is number 2, representing La Pamela Williams, who will be in the first ballot position for the member of the Chicago Board of Education Subdistrict 5A. And the second ball drawing is number 1, representing Aaron G2 Brown, who will be in the second position for the member of the Chicago Board of Education Subdistrict 5A. And here are the positions. Our final race is for the member of the Chicago Board of Education Subdistrict 6A. This is for the last ballot position. Ball number 1 represents Brenda Lee Anderson. And ball number 2 represents Isaiah White. And this is for the last ballot position. The first randomly draw ball is number 1, representing Brenda Lee Anderson in the last ballot position, number 3. And the second ball is number 2, representing Isaiah White, who will be in the first position, number 2, for the member of the Chicago Board of Education Subdistrict 6A. And here's the final ballot. Those are all of the races for the lottery placement today. Thank you for joining us. This concludes our ballot position lottery. Please visit chicagoelections.gov for a summary of today's lottery. Thank you.